Here we are required to plot the graph of equation 3 to the power of x into x plus 7 to the power of y into y is equal to x to the power of y. This is from channel Maths and Science. Now we will proceed further. Given equation is x into 3 to the power of x plus y into 7 to the power of y is equal to x to the power of y. It's a combination of linear and exponential variables. Components. Now, in the previous lecture, we have seen solution for this will be solution when x is equal to 0 y not defined. When y is equal to 0, x is defined. If we say we consider positive real numbers, x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0. When y is equal to 0, x is equal to 0.55. Greater than or equal to 0. Now, this is what we got in the previous lecture. We are continuing from the previous lecture to this lecture. Same problem is taken. In the previous lecture, we have solved the equation and found out the solution as for function xy, the coordinate solution is 0.550. This is the solution. Analytical solution which we have got. Now, we have to plot the function. To plot the function, here function xy is equal to x into 3 to the power of x plus y into 7 to the power of y minus x to the power of y. Now we have to plot this. For plotting this, we have got only one coordinate from the previous example, previous lecture. This is y, this is x, and the point is 0.550, and this is origin 0, 0. Now, let us solve this equation, because when x is equal to 0, y is not defined. That means this point, it is not going through origin. When y is equal to 0, it's cutting the x-axis at 0.550. One point is there. It's a curve. It's not a linear one. It's an exponential curve. Now, let us assume, because certain things we have to assume in mathematics and proceed, because it's a complex question. Let us assume that, let us draw a line for x is equal to y. And let us assume that whatever the curve is there in the first quadrant, because we have assumed x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0, in the first quadrant, it cuts the x is equal to y line. If it cuts the x is equal to y line, let us say x is equal to y, it implies the equation will be x into 3 to the power of x plus x into 7 to the power of x is equal to x to the power of x. We have replaced in the original equation y as x, because x is equal to y we have assumed that it is cutting the line. Whether it cuts the line or not, let us examine now. Let's examine whether it cuts the line or not. For example, let us say, let's fix the boundaries. When the maximum value that it can attain is on x-axis 0.55 for the first quadrant. What will be the maximum value that this curve can attain in the y-axis? Let us say, if y is equal to 1, let me say this is 0.5 and this is 1, because we have to plot. Let us concentrate on the graph rather than values. Now, if y is equal to 0, y is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, it is not defined. Y is equal to 0, it is defined at x is equal to 0.55. And if y is equal to 1, what it will be? X into 3 to the power of x plus 1 into 7 to the power of 1 is equal to x to the power of 1. That means x into 3 to the power of x plus 7 is equal to x. This is what we have got when y is equal to 1. Is this possible? Let us see. If, because we have already assumed previously x is greater than or equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, this is not possible. If x is equal to 0, 7 is equal to 0, not possible. 7 is not equal to 0. If x is greater than 0, what happens? X 3 to the power of x will be greater than 0. 7 is greater than 0. And x is greater than 0. X into 3 to the power of x plus 7 is always greater than x. Because the maximum value, x maximum, is equal to 0.55. Here if you put 0.55 into 3 to the power of 0.55 plus 7, this is always greater than 0.55. Hence, y is equal to 1, the curve will not touch or curve will not go. Whatever may be the value of x, the curve will not go near y is equal to 1. That means the curve will be like this or like this, but it will never touch 1. Now, similarly, let us see. We are finding the boundary for y. We have found the boundary for x. Now we are finding the boundary for y. Let y is equal to 0.5. Can it be possible? If y is equal to 0.5, what happens to the equation? X into 3 to the power of x plus 0.5 into 7 to the power of 0.5 is equal to x to the power of 0.5. I replaced y with 0.5. Now you see, x into 3 to the power of x, that remains same. 0.5 into square root of 7 square root of x. Now, the maximum value that x can attain is 0.55. Then 0.55 into 3 to the power of 0.55 plus 0.5 into square root of 7 is not equal to 0.55. That means there is an impossibility. Y is equal to 0.50, not possible. Please try to understand the concept. Now, that means the curve will be, we are doing trial and error and finding the graph of the equation, because it is a very complicated equation. We are doing this way. It's not a simple equation. Here it is 0.55, 0, and here let me say it is 0.5. 1 is not possible, we have already seen why, and 0.5 is also not possible. The curve can be like this, because it cannot touch the y axis, because at x is equal to 0 there is no solution. When x is equal to 0 there is no solution. Now our xy curve is like this. This is x is equal to y. This is the line. Now 0.5 is not possible. Why? Y is equal to 0.5, not possible. Now let us say whether will it be possible for, what is the equation? X into 3 to the power of x plus y into 7 to the power of y is equal to x to the power of y. In this, let y is equal to x is equal to 0.25. Let us put this. Let us say it is touching at 0.25. Let me say assume x is equal to y is equal to 0.25. Now x is what is the value of 0.25 into 3 to the power of 0.25 plus left hand side. Let us calculate left hand side. 0.25 into 7 to the power of 0.25. What is right hand side? 0.25 to the power of 0.25. Now let us see whether it is compatible or not. Now we'll calculate left hand side is equal to 1 by 4 into 3 to the power of 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 into 7 to the power of 1 by 4. Then 1 by 4 into 3 to the power of 1 by 4 is square root of 3 to the power of half, plus 1 by 4 into square root of 7 to the power of half. Since a to the power of mn is equal to a to the power of m into a to the power of n. A to the power of m, mn is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. Now, let's calculate the left hand side. What is the left hand side value? 1 by 4 into, what is square root of 3? 1.732 to the power of half. That is, again, let us treat it as it is square root of 3 again to make a square root, plus 1 by 4 into, what is square root of 7? Square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 7 will be around 2.65. That is equal to 1 by 4 into, what is square root of 1.732? What is square root of 2? 1.414. What is square root of 1? It is 1. That means it lies between 1.414 and it lies between 1.0. That means we can safely take it as around 1.3. We are approximating. We are trying to find out the value of left hand side. Square root of 1.732, it can be approximated to 1.31 or 1.3, let us say, plus 2.65 square root. Square root of 2 is 1.414. Square root of 3 is equal to 1.732. That means it lies between 1.414 and 1.732. 2.65. Can we take it as approximately 1.6? 1.6 or 1.6, let us say, roughly. Now, this will be 1 by 4 into 2.9. Left hand side will be now how much? 1 by 4 into 2.9. 2.9 means 3 we can take approximately. It is 0.725. What is the right hand side? X to the power of y. That is 1 by 4 square root to the power of half. That is equal to, what is square root of 1 by 4? That is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 to the power of half. 1 by 2 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is 1.414. That is around 0.71. That means these two values, right hand side and left hand side, are agreeing. Because we are not using the calculator, we are not getting the exact value, but for drawing the graph, we can use this value. That means left hand side is equal to right hand side when x is equal to y is approximately equal to 0.25. Please remember this. How we have got it? You got the process. Now let us draw the graph like this. It is x, this is y, and here it is 0.550, here it is 0.250, 0.25, here it is 0.250. Now the graph will be looking like this. The point will be here, the graph will be looking like this. Because it is a curve, we cannot draw the line, and x is equal to y will be here, x is equal to y. That means our curve cuts the x is equal to y line at 0.25 approximately. It is not exact, approximately, because we don't have the calculator, we have taken the values approximately, it cuts at 0.25. The final diagram will be, the graph will be the shape of the graph will be shape of the graph. This is the trajectory, I can rather say, trace or trajectory of the function xy, where function xy is defined as x into 3 to the power of x plus y into 7 to the power of y minus x to the power of y. This is the final answer, and this is the shape of the curve. And like this, for many algebraic equations, without exactly calculating with the help of a computer or a calculator, we can draw the shape of the curve and we can estimate what is the behavior of that function. This is one of the most important tricks you are supposed to understand while doing the questions in graph theory. Graphs and functions. Very, very important. I will be dealing in future in my lectures. I will be dealing with this type of questions often. Now, please try to remember at least for 1 to 10 square roots, cube roots. Please try to remember them. They will be handy and useful to you even though calculator is not with you. Like square root of 2 is 1.414, square root of 3 is 1.732, square root of 7 is 2.65. These things you please try to remember them. Best of luck to everybody. Please view channel videos. My channel is Maths and Science, my channel name, and this particular playlist name is Algebra This particular playlist is, I will tell you the name, Algebra by IITian. Algebra by IITian. This is the playlist name. This is the channel name. And the handle is Math is Science. Handle is yet Math is Science. Now I will proceed for more videos on algebra. We will discuss at length like this so that we will understand the process and you can clear your concepts better. Best of luck to everybody. Thank you for viewing my video.